My instinct was, I thought I was dead.
You thought you were dead?
I did.
On September 7th, 2.5 hours before the opening performance of Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson at the Aurora Fox, star and director Ben Dicke fell feet first into this backstage trap door, hitting his head on one side of the hole on the way down and his rib cage on the other. He suffered a head gash that required 3 staples, 4 broken ribs, and a lacerated lung. Doctors predicted an 8-week recovery period or the entire scheduled run of the show. The cast and crew considered 2 options: delaying the show until January when Dicke would be fully healed, but risking losing both momentum and personnel, or go on with the show as soon as medically possible.
So why do I feel sick when I look at you?
We would like to say that we are moving forward with this production, and that the public is going to see performances of Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson with the original cast that was scheduled to open September 7th.
Crisis averted. He's taking a stand. Yeah, taking a stand. And the best part is everything he says is right.
My name is Andrew Jackson, and I'm here to speak with you about the future of this incredible country. These are complicated times.
And today we're going to need to make some complicated decisions.
But we're going to make those decisions together.
Ultimately, they decided to cancel the first 3 weeks of performances and open on September 27th with Dicke in the lead, making certain staging modifications to accommodate Dicke's injury.
It's morning again in America.
And I'm your president.
I'm your president.
I'm your president.
Andrew Jackson.
I really think that this will work. We're young. We'll live forever, at least for one more night.
All right, Jason, as the spokesperson for this group, some important decisions had to be made today.
What we want this show to be the best that it can be, and without our producer, director, star, and most importantly our friend Ben Dicke, not in as Andrew Jackson, and I emphasize we collectively as a group of actors, performers, creative people, musicians, decided that it would be the best show it could possibly be when Ben was back to 100%.
First things first, though. I gotta get a look at the back of your head. We'll do a progression.
I know everyone here 100% will come back to do it when we can do it right.
How would you assess your condition?
It's been about 9 hours since I took a painkiller, and I'm starting to feel it. I've done a lot of moving today and talking, and probably more than I should have been fairly active, and some of that's me wanting to do a little physical therapy. To get myself ready to go and back in shape. And some of that's just me being stubborn about my own well-being. Because I'm like that.
I started this project being excited to do Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson just in general. Now I couldn't imagine not doing Ben Dicke's Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson. It's just, there's no other option for me.
We're really conflicted. Because it's one of those things that we worked really hard for 3 weeks for a long time. And so we were ready and raring to go. But with something like this, we know how much it means to Ben and how much it means to all of us to have Ben be a part of it. So it's one of those things where I don't know if we'd want to do it without Ben being there.
What lessons have you learned as an ultra runner that have helped you to deal with the pain and the rehab that you're embarking on now?
Something we talk about all the time is that pain is temporary, but quitting is forever.
I just love all these people so much, and I'm excited to be a part of this project. And I told Ben if it's a couple weeks from today or if it's a year from today, I'm down to have us back and do it.
Tell me a little bit about the emotion of seeing your cast all together again for the first time after you were released from the hospital.
Boy, I was cool as a cucumber going in there. I thought, we're gonna have this awesome rational discussion about who we are as a cast and how we're going to move forward.
He cried a lot, and it was hard for all of us to watch because I think he was worried, maybe he wasn't worried, but he kind of seemed hesitant to tell us how he really, really felt. And at the end, I think he realized that he didn't need to be, that he could say exactly what he wanted to us because we love him so much and we're willing to do whatever he wants.
And I was certainly very nervous because I knew that I wanted to tell them that I didn't want this show to go forward without the cast we had in place, which was as much to say, I want to play this role. if this show is produced. But then we got going, and I started to feel, I think, how much they wanted the same thing.
It just doesn't feel right without Ben. It feels like something's incomplete, and we could go on, but it just doesn't feel right.
I think that we just want to do this right. That we've just put in so much time and so much effort, and we've worked so hard that we want people to see that. We want them to see the best version of ourselves, and that is with Ben.
I really thought, people are gonna quit again, and I have to do some scrambling and find some people to make a whole thing. And just one by one they kept saying, we're with you. It felt like for the first time in 6 months, this is who is meant to be along for this ride.
I mean, I'm just glad that he's okay, because it was just really scary. And I mean, it's like a baby that we thought was going to be born on Friday, and we're still pregnant. We're just, right?
Yeah. Key thing is that baby still has a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yes.
What are the pros and cons of bringing you back with 4 broken ribs, punctured lung, gash on your head?
I think the cast, the production team, have poured everything they have into this production, and I don't want to quit on them. And I think seeing the way, hundreds and hundreds of people around the country have rallied around me in the hospital and cheered me on through this and lifted me up in prayer and sent me all these good thoughts, and I don't want to quit on them. And so, by God, if that means, raising a pistol and staring down a fall through a trap door, I'm going to do it.
I just want my friend back. I want him to get better, and I want to do this show with him, because from day one I was never faltering in my belief that we could do it, and I just don't want to do it without him. So
I want to ask you about something we haven't talked about before, but this very special relationship that you've developed with the guy in the 16th Street Mall who was there at the treadmill run, and he stayed with you basically for almost the entire time, and he popped up again in the last couple of days. What do you think the nature is of that bond that you've forged with this random person from no part of your life to a part of your life?
Part of why I wanted to do this show and why I wanted to do the treadmill run was I felt like this show was about the American people. And bigger than that was about humanity and basic human struggle, and I think all theater is, right?
Yeah.
And so when we talked about treadmill run, well, I didn't really talk about it with anybody, I just went and did it, but when I thought about treadmill run, I said it's got to be on 16th Street Mall, because I want the people to be there. I want to be amidst the people. And here was this guy with his djembe and his dirty clothes and, his stories about sleeping on the street and getting beat up and beating addiction and being estranged with his family. And I'm running for a piece of fucking musical theater. Like seemingly so self-serving. And this guy's he's kind of kept tabs on me, and I don't know, I felt like we had this deep spiritual connection, and so, I haven't been able to do much for him, but I offered him open night tickets, and he was so excited because there was a girl he really liked, and he was gonna bring her. Just like everything at this point, I don't know what any of that means.
You definitely get the sense that something larger is at play here.
Yeah, it's way bigger than any of us. I mean, it always is, you know.
Yeah.
We started this sucker as a family. We're going to finish it as a family.
If nothing else, the people on opening night would probably get this.
Oh my!
And who doesn't want that?
Final thoughts?
I guess I'm ready. The question is, are they ready?